I'm going to sing a song for you today that is one of my all-time favorite songs. I first fell in love with this song when I was 6 years old, when I was cast in the illustrious Waterloo Cedar Falls Community Players production of The King and I. I was cast as the very youngest child of the King of Siam, one of those little princes. And I still remember my line. My line was, "Hard a water? How is it possible? Hard water." I tore the house down with that. But the song, I would wait for this song every night. I liked the score to The King and I, but this song was a big standout for me. I don't think it's in the movie. I think it was cut from the movie. But every night I would wait for Loon Ta to sing it. It's sung by Loon Ta and Tuptim. Loon Ta is the Burmese lover of Tuptim, the Burmese courtesan who is a gift to the king. They did things like that. And it's a song of such optimism. And that's because of Richard Rodgers' music. So I'm going to have to teach you a little musicology, and I hope you don't mind. But here's the thing. Come here, Dom. I want to show them this. So I do the song in C because that's just where it lands best on my voice. So C, the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. On each of those notes, you can build a triad, a chord. So each of them has one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what you need to know is that 5 goes to 1. It's a rule. It's a rule that the ear insists on. You see, the first chord, which we'll call the home chord, most songs and pieces of music will start on the home chord, and then they'll go all over the place, and then most of them do come home. One of the things that really makes our ears want to go home is the 5 chord, which is called the dominant. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you hear that 5 chord, and you just gotta go to, it just wants to take you there. So 5 goes to 1. That's one of the things you need to know. Now, the other thing you need to know is that every key signature has a certain amount of sharps and a certain amount of flats. If it's a major key, say C major, for example, has no sharps and no flats, it has a relative minor. They all have a relative minor. The relative minor to C major is A minor. C major has no sharps and flats. A minor has no sharps and flats. Okay, now, here's what Richard Rodgers did that is poetry and optimism in music. He starts it, let's say, in C. This is... He takes this melody so that he ends the first 8 bars on a D, which is the next key up. And then he just shifts into that key. Now, he takes the melody to a B, which is the 5 chord, that takes us up the ladder to the next step. More optimism. It just keeps getting brighter and brighter. All this hope. Now, he takes the melody to a B, and he uses that B, instead of going to the next key up, he uses that as the 3rd element of the G chord. So now that's the 5 chord that makes you want to go home. But because this love story is not going to end well, Richard Rodgers, in all of his genius, gives us a little foreshadowing, and he takes us instead to the relative minor. And then he does this wonderful thing. And suddenly it brightens up because it's going to end in hope. And also because the lyric says, I will love being loved by you. I will. And we're home. And then there's that Oscar Hammerstein lyric. See, Oscar Hammerstein, the love of his life was his second wife, Dorothy. When he and Dorothy first started seeing each other, they were both married to somebody else. So they couldn't be together. He said to her one night, "Look at the moon. At exactly 10:30 p.m. and I will too." Alone and awake, I look at the stars, the same that smiled on you, and time and again I've thought all the things that you were thinking too. That your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you'll whisper when you're close to me. How you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you. How you look in the glow of evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view.